Powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, this is Vegas Nation Game Day. Presented by D&R House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, everyone. I'm your Vegas Nation Game Day host, Cassie Soto. As the season is winding down, the Raiders remain in control of their playoff destiny, hoping to get to the postseason for the first time since 2016. The next task at hand for the Raiders is hosting their AFC West rivals, the Denver Broncos, and both teams are sitting at 500 on the season right now. Both could use a big win on Sunday. So with that, let's go ahead and get to our opening drive, brought to you by Capriotti's. There's no better time than game time to score party favorites. Order online to get Capriotti's party trays, box lunches, or large subs for the whole crew. Raiders beat writer Vinny Bonsignore here with me now. Vinny, the Raiders have come away with wins in the last 4 of their 5 meetings versus the Broncos, and I know both teams are a little bit more banged up than they were back in October, but the Raiders have proven that they can beat this team.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And typically Denver's a really good defensive team, but for whatever reason, Derek Carr and the Raiders offense have had their number. So that bodes well. You're also down, to your second string quarterback, it looks like, with Drew Lock for the Denver Broncos as opposed to Teddy Bridgewater. So that helps the defense a little bit. The Raiders have had some good success against Drew Lock. So, but as we saw last week against the Cleveland Browns, it really doesn't matter who's in the other, wearing the other team's uniforms. This is more about how do the Raiders approach this game, how they start this game. And if we've talked about this a million times, if they could play clean football, efficient football, they really do put themselves in a good position to win. When they don't, they're in trouble, and it doesn't matter who the other team is.
Well, the Raiders will be without starting safety Jonathan Abram for this one, Vinny. He dislocated his shoulder in that game versus the Browns. This was a guy who was making decent progress from last season. 86 total tackles last year versus 116 this year. How big of a loss will this be for the Raiders secondary?
Yeah, it is a big loss. And, Jonathan had struggled last year playing kind of a different position in a different scheme, a little bit further back off the line of scrimmage. It kind of exposed some of his weaknesses in pass coverage and also the angles he sometimes takes on tackles. By playing closer to the line of scrimmage, it mitigates some of those issues. And around the line of scrimmage and playing in space and smaller space, he's really been turned things around for himself and for the Raiders defense. So it's a big loss. Roger Teamer will likely get, the first nod to replace him. I wouldn't be surprised if Divine Diablo kind of moved over and played a little bit more of that box safety position. He played safety in college. One way or another, the Raiders are going to have to kind of cobble it together and figure it out, and probably do some different things schematically to overcome a loss of a player that was really starting to grow into a good player.
What do you think the message is in the locker room right now, Vinny? Like most teams this time of the year, the Raiders have guys that are banged up. They're adding guys to the COVID list, but they have to stay focused when it really matters the most.
Yeah, and it kind of goes back to, and I brought this up with Derek Carr yesterday or earlier this week, at the end of last year, they beat the Denver Broncos in January. It was kind of a meaningless game in terms of the record, but afterwards, Derek Carr kind of used that moment as a rallying cry moving forward about the importance of finishing practices, finishing reps, finishing games, finishing seasons. And kind of ironically enough, it's kind of come right down to exactly that. The Raiders have 3 games left to play, and if they finish strong, as Derek Carr was talking about last year, they could put themselves in a really good position, to punch their ticket to the playoffs. But it relies on and comes down to, can they finish these next 3 games in a manner worthy of getting to the playoffs? And if they do, special things could happen, but it's all predicated on finishing strong here.
Hey everyone, it's Ed Graney from Vegas Nation. Welcome to Flip the Field, brought to you by Pirate Plumbing, the masters of disasters. Listen, the Raiders take on the Denver Broncos in a huge game on Sunday. Let's look at what Denver brings to the table against your Las Vegas team. First of all, Drew Lock is going to start at quarterback over Teddy Bridgewater. We know Teddy Bridgewater got the concussion at Cincinnati, so here comes Drew Lock. The thing the Broncos, I think, they need to do is they need to run the ball. The Raiders have not been great against the run. That would take pressure off Drew Lock. The Raiders want Drew Lock throwing the ball. He's been known to throw interceptions. That's what they want. So I figure that Denver will try to run the ball as much as possible. Also, look for Denver wide receiver Cortland Sutton. A lot of people in Denver are saying his game is broke, that he is not the player he once was. Last week, targeted 7 times. He did nothing with them. Drops, didn't go over players for receivers. Cortland Sutton could be a key if he returns to what people think is his normal form. Lastly, watch the offensive line for Denver. If you think the Raiders' offensive line has been under pressure this year and criticized, also the one with the Broncos has as well. Max Crosby, the Pro Bowler, all those guys in the defensive line for the Raiders, they can make a huge difference if they can get to Drew Lock and make that offensive line look as bad as people think it is. So there's 3 things to look at for the Broncos. Drew Lock at quarterback, Cortland Sutton at wide receiver, and that offensive line, which tends to give up a lot of hits on their quarterback.
DNR House of Diamonds is Las Vegas's elite private office jeweler, the perfect bridge between internet pricing and a traditional brick-and-mortar jewelry store. We specialize in loose diamonds, natural and lab-grown, engagement rings, fashion jewelry, custom design, and jewelry repairs. We operate by appointment in our beautiful offices in the One Summerlin building, downtown Summerlin. Our great relationships with the world's largest diamond wholesalers and our low overhead saves you hundreds, if not thousands, on your purchase.
Vegas Nation Game Day Live, the latest Raiders game day news on vegasnation.com 90 minutes before kickoff. Vegas Nation Game Day Live, sponsored by South Point Sportsbook. Download the app at southpointsports.com. Vegas Nation Injury Brief, sponsored by Not the Injury Law.
Star tight end Darren Waller not officially ruled out by the Raiders just yet. I'm Adam Hill with your injury report for the Raiders-Broncos game coming up Sunday at Allegiant Stadium. Waller got hurt against the Cowboys. He's missed the last 3 games. This time, not officially ruled out yet with 2 days to go until game time. He is doubtful, and it sounds, listening to Rich Bisaccia talk about the situation, that he's not likely to play, but they want to give him that chance to work out on Saturday and see if he can get ready to take the field on Sunday, but don't expect him out there for the Raiders against the Broncos. 3 other players questionable for the Raiders going into this game. Will Compton left the team last week. His mother passed away. He went back for the funeral. He has not returned to Las Vegas yet, but they're leaving the door open for him to come back and play on Sunday if he feels up to it. Jonathan Higgins didn't practice all week with his back injury, but the defensive tackle is questionable and may give it a go on Sunday against the Broncos. He had that big stop late against the run on Nick Chubb against the Browns that gave the Raiders the ball back and led to them winning that game. Denzel Perriman, leading tackler, linebacker, he is also questionable. He got in a couple limited practices this week. It sounds like he is actually trending in the right direction, though. He will likely play, barring a setback against the Broncos on Sunday. That's your injury report. I'm Adam Hill. Check out Vegas Nation for all of your Raiders coverage with the Review Journal.
Vegas Nation Fan Zone, sponsored by your Southern Nevada Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Ahead of the holidays, Raiders defensive tackle Solomon Thomas hosted his first ever Shop with a Jock event for local kids here in Las Vegas. Vegas Nation's Kevin Cannon takes us there.
Today we're going to meet Raiders defensive tackle Solomon Thomas. He's taking 50 kids on our shopping spree on his 1 day off.
What's up? My name's Solomon Thomas. It's the one right here on the shirt. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You all excited to go shopping? Yeah. With a Jock, taking some kids shopping, just for Christmas, bring some holiday cheer. The holidays are sometimes a tough time, so just try to make people happy and show some love, put some love in their heart. Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome to see them smile and see them out here, before Christmas. Just want to, make them happy and feel some type of love and feel important because they all are. What is that, the Batmobile? Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Cool. That's real cool. Come on, guys. Come on. There we go. Appreciate it.
Thanks again for watching this episode of Vegas Nation Game Day. Please be sure to join us on Sunday for Vegas Nation Game Day Live at 11:55 a.m. as we get you ready for this Week 16 matchup, the Raiders hosting the Denver Broncos at Allegiant Stadium. For our entire Vegas Nation crew, I'm Cassie Soto. Have a safe and happy holiday.
Vegas Nation Game Day, presented by DNR House of Diamonds, making luxury affordable. Located in the One Summerlin building in downtown Summerlin.
Oh, that's real cool. That's real cool.